Tonight, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. It's the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Philadelphia Eagles.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Taken down at the 40.
Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there. They run here with Jason Huntley, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They go right back to him for 20 and a 1st.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose.
A gain of a yard. Brings
the run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Vikings 22-yard line.
Ready. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That's complete to Butler. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has a big priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Ready! 19 Tiger! 19 Tiger! Ready!
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
He was brought
There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 19 carries, 102 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because you know those big guys up front are doing work. But now, the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him at the end zone in this one.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. But now it's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The pass there over the middle to start things out. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Let's go now.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Ready, go.
Throwing is Hurts. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Hurts sets up to throw it. Flushed out right. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the 1st. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Back to throw here. Open here, Adam Thielen. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the 1st quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. 1st quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch,
first down. He'll drop to throw it. And that's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Go!
And it's incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big third down coming up.
Third down and 10.
Okay,
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Shut up!
They'll look to throw again. Smith catches left side. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
The good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. And, you know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a
That's
fast
true.
start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's just what they're going through, whether it's seeing different defenses.
And the defense loses him. It's complete.
Bring it! Bring it!
Touchdown, Philadelphia. Cortland Sutton, 76 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. And that looked almost to be a case of, quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Go! Check go!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
The pass.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
He had no options downfield there and just chucked it out of bounds.
There was no one open. He was in the pocket. Where was the intentional grounding call?
Oh, you wanted the flag.
Of course I did. I'm a defensive guy. You know that. Where was the flag? The officials point out that someone was in the area. He got away with one.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him try to come out with a shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Man, this is ridiculous, man.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Still first down.
Ready? Cougar 19. Ready, go.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Here we
Now,
go.
this
Here
one
we
from
go.
about 2
Hawk
counties
70,
over
Hawk
after the
70.
sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Go.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on
Here
the
we go.
perimeter.
Shot. Cowboy 80.
13-0 is the score after one on EA Sports.
Vikings
Go!
nothing.
60 Eagles, 60
The
Eagles.
Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Ready, go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And the punt goes out of bounds, so no chance to bring it back, and they will spot it at the 24-yard line. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Check go.
Here's Hurts to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end over the middle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time.
Got it. Ready? Check, Bobcat. Check, Bobcat. Set go. Ready, hut.
On the give, this is their fullback. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up
Second and 8 coming up.
Hut, hut.
Hurts. Steps away to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete.
Let's go now.
Now it's 3rd down.
60 bison.
First
60
down marker
bison.
at the 31. It's 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Going right side here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a couple. Second down and 8.
Go.
A give to the fullback on the dive. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball, where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it, and on that play he did. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game.
16.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I'm okay with the
18
call there.
Cardinal,
In fact,
18
I actually
Cardinal.
like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
A little bit of space there for Cook that time as he winds up getting about 7 there on first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd and 3. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Smith. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're able to panic down there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
False start, offense.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Cook following the penalty. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd down, Cook trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Brought down.
No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
3rd down and long.
Ready.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues.
Ready, go.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Now's a good chunk of yardage picked up there, and big fella, sometimes he doesn't need a whole lot of space created. He can make his own way.
The Eagles on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
3rd and 1, who you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man, hand him the ball, and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Down Eagles.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Jalen Rager is the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
On the coverage.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it.
Hurts on the keeper. A 28-yard gain.
Well, that was something to behold there. You might expect runs like that from a kick returner or wide receiver, but that's your quarterback hitting top speed. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
Offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
They'll look to throw here. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Brings up second down and 15 yards to go.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone. So give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown.
Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Ready.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 41-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
And quickly to Thielen here. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They give him a gain of 37. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Back to throw again. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Smith Jr., his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football. Full half to be played.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out.
Okay,
and he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes. No interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
7-yard line.
Hey, 70 Lions!
On the play. And an Eagle first down.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
Offense.
So that'll back him up 5. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Ready, go!
They'll try and run with their fullback. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime, and what's been the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half, let's do it.
Well set to kick off.
The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Taken about 7 yards deep, and no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they got to try something because right now they're just cutting into shreds.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
A good run there by Cook on first down, powering his way forward, a gain of 6. After the play, not a good sign. Dalvin Cook staying on the ground. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Back to the ground on first down. Here's Madison. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 34-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And his pass incomplete. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So the pass goes out of bounds, but he was not outside of the tackle box when he threw that. He's got to be careful.
You and I both know if it's even close, they're going to give it to the quarterback. They don't want to throw that flag unnecessarily. So if you're just in the area, you're going to be okay.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10.
So here are the Eagles to take over.
Go now.
They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go.
And now a carry here for the fullback. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Gladney. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
At the 13-yard line.
He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Alexander Madison, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the receiving team.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
70 Lions.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Go.
From the gun, it's Hurts. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Dalvin Tomlinson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Viking 18.
And it's 3rd down.
Hey, go.
Throwing is Hurts. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. He was brought down by Eric Wilson.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. While the trainers take a look, they'll step
19
aside.
Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Here's Madison running on first down. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Set, go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and just like that, it's third down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he's got his man in. That's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
And you're the free tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for the guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And that's caught by Smith. And the Vikings are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's first and goal.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Looking to throw. And he's got it. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
A gain of 7 brings up 2nd and goal at the Eagles' 1-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And if the Vikings can take care of business on the extra point, they will have the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it.
Hurts on the keeper. A gain of 19 yards.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10.
The ball
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
Go!
Second down, here's Hurts. Flush to his right. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 49.
The second down pass. Intercepted.
Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Alexander Madison, his second touchdown of the night. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And with that, the lead is up to 8. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Eagles 23.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Eagles take over first and 10. At their own.
Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
12 yards there and a first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the pass. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And an Eagle first down.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look coming from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. Darius Slay on the coverage.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 11.
Go!
That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. He's been the go-to guy, and they needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Going to run with Madison again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Gain on the play.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is it a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now.
Dustin
touchdown. Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
On the return, the Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Hurts and the Eagles now down by 15. 1:09 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first. Hurts fumbles it.
Daniil Hunter. Jalen Hurts.
Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Go!
Here's Hurts to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
Ready, go!
Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 21 yards. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs.